Just recording the audio from your game or microphone is nice, but that's about as basic as it gets. Quality video content or live streams involve multiple audio sources mixed together to form the final viewing experience. This is where OBS Studio's Mixer comes in. I'm EposVox, here to make tech easier and more fun, and welcome back to my OBS Studio tutorial course. I have many more videos on the software in the playlist linked in the description. Check that before asking questions, and check out the introduction video to see how this course works if you get confused. Full production setups, be it for live broadcasting or post-production, use lots of big mixer boards for managing many audio tracks, sources, and devices. This is critical to creating a well-mixed final audio track for video. While you can achieve much better results by utilizing a real mixer for live streaming, and many of the top streamers do so, OBS's built-in mixer is great for managing audio for a small or normal workflow stream. We will be utilizing a few different parts of the OBS Studio interface to make the most of a mixer workflow. First and foremost, you need to set up your proper audio devices within the Audio Settings menu. Here, you can choose your microphone, desktop audio source, typically where your game sound, music, or stream alerts would come from, as well as additional inputs for both of these. You may not have multiple audio devices to choose from. You may just have a microphone and a pair of speakers or headphones, and that's it. That's okay. Set those appropriately and we'll move on from there. However, if you want to get fancy with it, you can install a second sound card, multiple microphones, and so on to really configure an advanced sound setup. Due to my different webcams and various input devices in my setup, I usually have about 5 microphone inputs on my computer, though I usually only use one of them. And I have a big, complicated mixer and audio processing rack for my streams. I don't expect you to want to jump into that right now. So for now, we'll focus on separating your audio tracks. The really awesome part about OBS Studio's audio capabilities, and the reason I switched to using it to record everything, is the ability to record your different audio sources, such as your microphone, desktop sound, and so on, to completely different audio tracks. That way you can mix them better in editing, apply processing to your microphone recording, and so on. This is a hugely awesome feature. To set this up, you'll need to go to your output settings and switch to advanced mode, if you haven't already. I have plenty of other videos on configuring these actual settings in the course playlist. First and foremost, let's talk about the recording tab, as this is where multiple audio tracks are actually relevant. Here, you can tell your recording to save up to 6 different audio tracks. We'll focus on just 2 or 3 right now for a more standard setup. First, you have checkboxes to indicate which tracks you want to record. Think about your audio sources and which ones you'd separate. If you're just recording, then that's probably your desktop audio and your microphone. That would count as tracks 1 and 2. Check those boxes. However, if this is a profile for live streaming and you're recording the VODs or the source copy of the broadcast to create highlights, upload to YouTube, and so on, then you'll want to check the third track box as well. You'll see why when you go back to the Streaming tab. Here, you have to choose a single track to go to your live stream. You only get to choose one to stream, which means one of your tracks need to contain all of your audio sources already mixed together. Typically, that's track 1. This is why even if you just have game sound and a microphone, you'll still want to record 3 tracks. Or you could just tell it to only record tracks 2 and 3 and stream track 1. You get the idea though. Unfortunately, most tutorials stop here and miss the most critical part of the mixer workflow: actually separating your audio tracks. As we are right now, if you were to record something, all 3 tracks would have both your microphone and your game sound. That's not what you want. Close your settings menu after you hit apply and look to the mixer section of the OBS Studio window. There is a gear icon next to each audio source. Click one of them and click Advanced Audio Properties. Alternatively, you can click Edit and then click on Advanced Audio Properties. This window right here, is the most important step. This massive checkboxes is how you actually assign your different audio devices to different tracks. Currently, every checkbox is checked, which means all of the devices listed go to all 6 audio tracks. You don't want this. If you're recording, you want a track that only has the microphone checked and a track that only has the desktop checked. If you're recording and streaming, you want track 1 to have both devices checked, track 2 to just have your microphone, and track 3 to just have your desktop audio, or some similar configuration. With this setup, all of your audio goes to the live stream, just your microphone goes to one track for you to edit later, and just your game sound goes to the other track. Now, if you are streaming, you will still need to adjust the game and microphone sound levels using the sliders or faders so that your game doesn't overpower your mic sound on stream. Typically, you need to reduce game sound to -7 or so, but this may vary based on how loud your microphone is and so on. Do some test recordings before going live to get it right. The big thing is to make sure that your audio is not too hot or too loud. The VU meters can actually be a little misleading when it comes to this. You never want the green bar to be filled all the way, and you definitely don't want it turning red. Red means that you have clipped at 0 dB. You've become too loud and become distorted, when really you should be a lot closer to -10 or -6 dB for your total mix. Your entire stream's audio mix should be around that -6 dB, not each individual source. Quieter is better to a degree, of course. Aim to have your main, loudest source, probably your microphone, around 2/3 of the way up, or here. Then balance your game sound and quieter tracks accordingly. Also, don't worry if you try to play back the video file and you can't hear all of the tracks. Media players can only play back one track at a time. VLC Media Player and Media Player Classic, both free, let you switch between the tracks when playing the file. Importing your video file into recent versions of Vegas Pro or Premiere Pro CC will load the separated audio tracks, and you can edit from there. If your video editor doesn't load multiple audio tracks, you can then use Audacity to split them up. We have a separate video on this in the course playlist. Just to rehash, add the correct audio devices in the audio settings, select the checkboxes in output settings, then separate the tracks by the checkboxes in the mixer. And that's it. You now have the ability to mix and master multiple audio tracks within OBS Studio. It's also worth noting that this only works if you record to an MP4, MKV, or sometimes an MOV file. FLV for sure cannot record multiple audio tracks. But in my opinion, you should just be recording to MP4 or MKV anyway, and we'll talk about that later. I hope this has cleared up any confusion regarding multiple audio tracks. I know my last video on the subject in 2015 or so was a little iffy. I hope this episode of my OBS tutorial course has also been helpful for you. If it was, drop kick that like button and subscribe for more awesome tech videos. If you like game streaming, come follow me on Twitch and drop a message in chat. Until next time, I'm EposVox and happy streaming.
Thanks for watching this episode of my OBS Studio tutorial course. More videos like this and a full master class are linked in the playlist in the video description. Click to learn more. Also, consider joining us on Patreon to help keep tech education free. Go to patreon.com/eposvox to sign up.